Hi, I'm Dr. Sneha, Reproductive Medicine Specialist at NU Hospitals, Bangalore. Today I shall be speaking about IVF and the procedure. IVF, or test tube baby as it is popularly called, is a boon to many infertile couples. There are several couples who benefit from IVF. So before going into the indications of IVF, first I will be speaking about how a normal conception occurs. So every cycle, in the middle of the cycle, one egg is released from the ovary. This is picked up by the adjacent fallopian tube. At the same time, with intercourse, the sperms are deposited in the vagina, climbs up the uterus and goes to the fallopian tube, where the egg and the sperm meet, form an embryo, which comes back to the uterus, sticks to the uterus, implants and grows as the developing fetus. So if there is a problem in any of these steps, then pregnancy may be affected. It may be due to a problem in the male where the sperm count is low, or the quality of the sperms is low, the motility is low. Or it may be in the females where there may be some problem in the production of the eggs by the ovary, or the fallopian tube may be blocked, or there may be some problem in the uterus where the implantation occurs. In a few couples, about 10 to 15%, there may be no problem which is recognized at all, and this we call unexplained infertility, and these couples benefit from IVF as well. There may be few couples who have undergone multiple cycles of ovulation induction and IUI, and it has failed. So these patients may also benefit from IVF because we can see the implanting embryo before we put it back into the uterus. IVF procedure per se starts on the second or third day of the periods. This is the time when all the eggs are small, all the follicles are small. So we start with injections on the second or third day. The injections last for about 9 to 11 days. It depends on the individual response of the patient. The injections are to be taken daily, and we also monitor the patients as to how the follicles are growing. And after the 11 days of injections, once we feel that the follicles have reached the adequate size, then we give the final injection to bring about the final maturation of the eggs inside the follicle, and we post them for the egg collection. Egg collection is done under anesthesia in the OT. OT is adjacent to the embryology lab. So during the egg collection, we do it under scan guidance. So the follicles are nothing but fluid containing egg in a sac. So under scan, we visualize the follicles and we aspirate the fluid. Along with the fluid, the eggs are also aspirated and we send them to the adjacent lab. In the lab, the embryologist screens for the eggs. They look at the maturity of the eggs, the quality of the eggs, and they keep it. At the same time, the sperms which is given by the male partner is also analyzed, and the good quality sperms are placed along with the egg for the natural fertilization to occur. Or the sperms may be selected, the good quality sperms are injected directly into the eggs to cause the fertilization. And once the embryos are formed, they are placed in the lab and analyzed for the next 3 to 5 days. And depending upon the quality, the embryos are transferred back into the uterus. Embryo transfer is done under scan guidance again, and we can actually visualize where we are depositing the embryo inside the cavity. So during the embryo transfer, the embryos are loaded onto the catheter, which is like a refill, very thin catheter, which is passed to the cervix, and inside the cavity they are injected. So post the embryo transfer, for about 2 weeks, we give injections and a few medications to support the pregnancy. And after 2 weeks, pregnancy can be confirmed. Post the confirmation of pregnancy, for the first 3 months, extra medications need to be taken so that the pregnancy is supported. After 3 months, it is like any other natural pregnancy. The success rate with an IVF ranges from 50 to 60%. It depends upon the cause of infertility, such as it may be due to a male factor or an advanced female age. With an advanced female age, the quality of the eggs come down, so does the pregnancy rate. or it may be already have a baby before, then the chances of an IVF will be higher. The complications which may arise out of an IVF procedure may be a multiple pregnancy, that is a twins or a triplet pregnancy. This can be controlled by limiting the number of embryos which are transferred back into the uterus. Another complication which is unique to IVF is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. We normally give the injections so that adequate quality of eggs are produced. However, in a few women, more than the required quality of eggs may be produced, and this causes hormonal imbalances and fluid collection in the body cavities. To avoid ovarian hyperstimulation, we monitor the patients and we monitor the injections which are given, and we can avoid this complication as well. Sometimes we may have to defer the embryo transfer in the same cycle to avoid ovarian hyperstimulation. The chance of the baby being born with abnormality with an IVF is similar to the one with a general natural conception. So, there is not an increased risk of congenital malformations with an IVF born baby. Thank you. I hope this video has been beneficial for you. For more information on IVF, you can contact any hospital.